Hey, is marketing madness or is it magic? Is it madness or is it magic? Well, it can be either one. I was having a coaching group this morning and we were talking about finding clients, that thing that's part of business in nearly every, no matter what you sell, unless you're a grocery store. And even there, Joy and I shop for food at all kinds of different places. We go to some, boutique, whole foods, kind of places and specialty organic stores. And we go to some regular average things like Safeway for different things. If you have a product or service or multiple products and services, no matter what they are, let's say you sell dolls, let's say you sell coaching like I do, maybe you write books, maybe you do whatever. And there's a part of all of that whole business process that is a key, critical factor in making your business work. And that is you've got to get your product, whatever it is you offer, product or service, in front of the right people. You've got to get it in front of people that want it. And there's some classes of products that we just automatically know what they are. Like if I sell bread, everybody knows bread is what you use to make sandwiches or not be hungry or whatever. So we know what bread is and other kinds of food. Yet even in bread, there's what, umpteen thousand kinds. Like even when we go to some of these boutique stores, there'll be specialty breads made out of this grain or that set of grains and with or without these ingredients. Depends on what you want, what your body can tolerate, and all that kind of stuff. But we all know bread is made to eat so that we're not hungry. The many folks who sell consulting services or coaching, like I do, it's difficult for them to describe. So I used to be a consultant. For many years, I was a consultant in the energy industry, electricity, deregulation, not just how to make electricity, but the policy and market aspects of creating a deregulated electricity, framework. California has one, New England has one, Texas has one, and many places in the country don't have them. And there's all kinds of reasons for that. Well, describing what you do when it's that something that's completely different is kind of like this sweatshirt I've got on. I've got a green screen in the background, but you notice that my part of my sweatshirt is green. So you can see the lake right through my neck. Well, describing your services is sometimes like that. And people tell you, you should have a riveting 30-second pitch or elevator pitch or whatever. And it's like, how do I do that? If I'm selling something to eat, I hold a banana up for you. You know what a banana is, what it tastes like, what it does. I don't have to do a lot of marketing unless there's something special about the banana. Your products and services are exactly the same way. People either know exactly what they are or they don't. And even if they think they know what they are, you're benefited, and so are they, by your ability to but very quickly describe something powerful about your services. Now, here's the fun thing. Marketing is always a game. Jay Abraham said something like, everything is a test. And Jay Abraham is one of the renowned, names in the marketing business. So if everything's a test, that automatically means nothing is going to be guaranteed to work in the marketing business. Wow, if that's true, then someone asked me this morning, I feel like I'm throwing spaghetti against the wall all the time. Well, to some extent, you will be a little bit. It's like a fisherman finding the great place where the fish bite, the right time of day, the right time of bait, maybe even the right time of year, or the fish going upstream or downstream or spawning or whatever. So all of that is part of the gig. Now, if you are a consultant or a coach, I want you to listen. You need to be able to describe what you do. I'll give you an example. One of the descriptions I use for my services is I sell change. I sell your ability. I sell change so you can create change. I sell a formula, power, and help so you can create whatever change you want in your life. You want to change how you look. You want to change how you feel. You want to change how much money you have. You want to change anything about yourself, that's possible. And what I do, I sell that. I sell the path, the process, the accountability, and the help to get that done. So that's one way to describe it. Another way that I describe it, and I'm using mine just as examples. As you listen to this, I want you to hear it about you, because what I do doesn't apply to you. But one of the things I say is, well, my target audience are people who are tired of settling for mediocrity. And sometimes I say that, people bristle. Well, I'm not mediocre. I didn't say you were. But there's lots of people who know. When I say that, they immediately nod. They know they've been settling for far less than they could have. Less income, less relationship quality, less personal satisfaction, less in their relationship with God. They know immediately, yeah, I've been sort of procrastinating, putting it off. So I say, well, I help people who are done with mediocrity and they're ready to elevate to excellence. Elevate your life to excellence. So if that's you, well, then we should talk. So do you know exactly what you offer in your marketing game? And one of the things that's important, especially when you have one of these products like coaching or consulting, where different people can understand it different ways, is that you have at least 4 or 5, maybe 10 different ways to describe it that are available right at the end of your tongue. And people say, I don't know how to do that. Well, maybe that's the first thing you need to work on, because if you can't talk to someone, have a conversation with them, and describe what you do in the words of their language and what they need, then you're never going to sell anything to them, because you can't connect with their need. There's this problem called the bridge problem. Now, I use this river behind me for a reason. Think about a bridge that goes from one side to the other. If I'm on one side and you and we're on one side, but I've been to the other side and you haven't, I can tell you all about the other side and how cool it is. But if I don't give you a bridge, if I don't show you or describe to you or help you understand how to get from one side to the other, all that stuff that I say about the other side doesn't do anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't help. Okay? So, okay. I just had a message there that there was something wrong. It doesn't matter. We'll just keep going. So it won't help you get from one side of the bridge to the other unless I help you build the bridge. So whatever it is that you're marketing, remember, marketing is just an activity that you do, that I do, to let someone understand thoroughly what's available. Okay, so that if I have a problem and you market to me, if I understand clearly what you've got, then I can decide quickly whether or not I need that. If you use language I don't understand, or you use examples that don't matter to me, or I can't figure out this bridge business from where I am to where I want to be in the context of what you're talking to me about, then the conversation's over. We go past. We live in a world that moves too quickly to say, well, I'm going to put it on you to decide if I can help you or not. That doesn't work very well, especially with something as difficult as consulting or coaching. So here's the thing. One of the most important things you can work on with your coach is your ability to describe powerfully and quickly what you do, and how to learn to listen to whoever you're talking to so you can use language that matters to them, language that is important in their context. And the only way you and I will know what's important in their context is to know something about them. The other way to do this, and this is completely different, is if you just describe what you do in powerful language and you put it up on a billboard, a digital billboard or an actual billboard, then you're assuming someone will see it and they will call you saying, tell me more about that. That's possible, but that happening is getting less and less frequent because there's so much advertising noise. And because when I see the billboard, I have to build the bridge. I have to build a bridge from what I need to what I want based on what I see on the billboard. The most important piece, especially if you're doing consulting and coaching, that kind of thing that I do, the most important thing is to be able to tell the truth, to talk in truth, to listen in truth, and create with the person you're talking to in truth. Now, I have a group coaching program and I speak at different events. It's March right now. I'm going to go speak in April in a few weeks at an event, and I'm going to sell membership in a group coaching program. What is that? Well, here's a practice. I'll tell you. I help people to identify, to productize, and then monetize their life experience. The hardships and struggles you've been through, those things that have busted your ass, but you could be of service to others if you could just figure out how to turn it into something and how to get it in front of the right people. Well, that turning it into something and getting it in front of the right people, there's the magic. So I use 3 words. I help you identify what your superpower is, what your skill, what your capability, what your best gift is, your best tasting loaf of bread, right? And productize, which means how do I turn this into a thing, a workshop, a class, a keynote, a book, a seminar? How do I do that? And then how do I create it and make it available in such a way that I make money so that those who need it get it, and so that I can keep my business going and growing. Your ultimate life, which is the URL on the screen, is to create a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy. Now, those are my 3 words. I invite you to use yours. If you are living the life of your dreams right now, I'd love to chat with you, because those kind of people, I'd love to feature on one of my shows, podcasts, my live show in LA Talk Radio, because I like to feature people who are doing that, who've created that kind of life. Most people that I talk to aren't. They're afraid of it, or they feel like they're failing. If that's you, I'd like to talk to you anyway, because I'd like to see what we can do to help. You have the capability to create life just exactly like you want it. The ultimate life, a life you love every day. If you're not, let's fix that. Reach out on social and let's have a conversation, because your ability to build the bridge from where you are on one side of this river to the other side is only limited by your imagination, your willingness to get in gear, and your willingness to get the right kind of help, to end addiction, to mediocrity, to end the stories, to end the, I'm just not cut out for this, to end the story of unworthiness, to end all those kinds of stories that constantly get in our way. You, no more. You are more powerful than that. I invite you to have a chat. Let's see what we can create together. I'll talk to you soon.